Hi, my name's Shelby. Welcome back to Ginger Boom Studios, guys. It has been 9 months, and I will explain where I've been to a certain extent. So this video is to recap like my old video, put a little screenshot here, of my resolutions for 2021, and now we're going into 2022. It is 2022 now, and I just wanted to do a little recap and also talk about like having more realistic resolutions for this year, but also talk about the amazing progress that I've made this year and kind of pat myself on the back. I'm really hard on myself, and when I went back and watched that old video that I made, I was being really nice. I was being pretty generous, and I'm proud of myself for that. I'm proud of myself that I didn't just go, well, you're an idiot, like why did you do that, or why didn't you do that? Also, if you hear any licking noises in the background, it's one of my dogs. She's going to town over here. So also I was gonna do my hair for this video, but the warm water doesn't want to come because it's freezing in New Hampshire. So if you mention my hair, you're homophobic. Anyway, so one of my resolutions from, well, like for 2021 was to draw every day and to kind of do like diary comics every day. I said in my own resolution video that that was an unrealistic goal, and I stand by that. It was incredibly unrealistic. I also have had many joint problems, especially this past year, and I've basically been unable to draw most of the time anyway, which is kind of fine because my career is shifting to 3D anyway, as I've said before, and I do want to talk about how school went in 2021, but I do, at the end, just want to put new realistic goals for 2022 and not be so hard on myself. If you see me looking over, it's because Aaliyah is doing God knows what. I tried to get her in the frame because my dogs are obviously the stars of the show. That's not working. If I seem a little nervous, it's because I haven't done this in 9 months. I have made some TikToks, but like, my neighbors, holy shit. If you hear ice scraping from all the way down there, I'm on the 3rd floor, I'm so sorry. Hopefully this will not continue the entire time, but I can't guarantee anything, and the lighting is starting to fade. So, sorry in advance. My neighbors have been obnoxious the last few weeks, and it makes me want to pull my own hair out. Anyway, at the end, I want to talk about more realistic goals and kind of where I see myself for 2022, as graduation is slowly impending, it seems like, and I just need to have more realistic goals and not be so hard on myself. So, start with where we've come. I was trying to force myself to draw every day, and it was incredibly stressful. It was the worst. I was happier when I was doing it because I prefer being productive, but I just noticed that it really wasn't working super well for me. Also, posting every week or multiple times a week, especially when I have 2 jobs, was extremely time consuming, and I was exhausted. I had no time for myself. I had basically nothing except YouTube, TikTok, and some sleep. Thankfully this year, well, not this year, it's 2022. 2021. Time is an illusion. But anyway, for 2021, I was able to get like back some hobbies and some other things, which was really nice because I feel like I've been driving myself crazy. I think everybody thinks that you're supposed to have this dream job since you were a little child, but they don't talk about what actually happens when you're that person, and I'm that person. I'm gonna go over it really quick. I tie a lot of my self-worth to how much I'm working, especially because animation is all I've ever wanted to do, but then that makes it incredibly stressful when I didn't get the job and when I didn't get to be out there doing what I wanted to do, and then so I was left with not only like bad self-esteem, but also just like trying to figure out what to do that was less stressful. Also, I thankfully have picked back up like reading, and I've even picked up a lot of cooking, which is nice, and it's nice to be able to take a break from not only just making animated things, but consuming animated content. That's something that I did really aggressively last year, was watching so many animated shows and trying to review them and feeling like I was trapped in this reviewing cycle when I don't want to be a review YouTube channel necessarily, and I don't want to be a reviewer on TikTok, but I made like one viral TikTok and it seemed like that was how everyone wanted to pigeonhole me. I'm still getting comments to this day that are like, can you tell me what you think about Archer? And I'm like, first of all, I haven't watched it all, and second of all, I don't think you actually want my opinion about Archer, because it's not going to be as favorable as some of you guys think, unfortunately. And like, everyone has different taste, and I think when you're a reviewer, people don't take that into consideration. They think that you just hate them as a person, even though I don't know you from outside of, you know, the interactions we're having on a screen. And that can be really frustrating and time consuming. Also, especially when you want to make your own things, but people everywhere are just like, why don't you make more review content? It's very frustrating. And so that's also why I stopped uploading to YouTube, is because I was like having fun kind of roasting, especially for Christmas, like some of the cartoons I watched as a kid that I loved, and people took it really to heart. Like half of my comments, if I get comments, are people being like, well, I loved this movie as a kid and you're just being like a rude person, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I'm just trying to have fun. I literally said at the beginning that I liked this movie a lot as a kid, and that like that doesn't mean a lot of these don't have sentimental value, but I'm watching them as an adult now. I have different opinions now. And like the internet can just be a really frustrating place. Like if you want to be a reviewer for your career, that's great, but like that's not what I wanted to do. So it just feeds this never-ending frustration cycle for me where I'm like, this isn't what I want to do, and therefore it's really frustrating. So, oh, I just realized, let's talk about another elephant in the room quick. My hair. Yeah, I dyed it because I started getting really anxious because I kept seeing other professionals on TikTok and other places not having super vibrant, colorful hair, and I sat myself down and I was like, how many showrunners do you know who have insane pink hair? Name one. And I couldn't name a single showrunner who had like crazy unnaturally dyed hair. Can you lay down? This is a daily occurrence. Lay down. Don't make a nest. Just lay down. Now they're gonna almost kiss because they're cute. Anyway, like I couldn't think of anybody who had like unnaturally dyed hair, and I was like, well, I should probably just go back to brown. On this side especially, you can see a little bit still, like when it catches the light, that there's a little bit of pink, but I fried my hair so much that I'm gonna have to start chopping some off anyway. I'm just avoiding the inevitable because I like my hair long. But anyway, I've been making like all of this stuff about my career as stuff has been winding down. I've taken all of my required 3D animation classes, and now I'm just taking the last of the required classes. I'm not exactly sure when I'm gonna end, but it's literally just required classes at this point because you need 120 credits to graduate. I have 144. So obviously I have more than enough credits. It's just about getting the required classes out of the way, and that's great. I'm so happy about that, but it's also been a little bit depressing because I haven't had as much time for the things I actually want to do. So, did I do my resolutions? Like I said in the beginning, no. I think resolutions also aren't for everyone, and I think people also pick like unobtainable goals sometimes, and that's definitely what I did to myself, and it made me feel bad about myself, so I'm not doing that this year. But quickly, I want to talk about how far I think I've come in the 3D animation front, and then talk about my goals for 2022. And this video might be really boring, but I hope it's not. So I'm gonna try and insert some clips here, but for 2021 I worked very hard on 3D animation stuff. I'm not thrilled necessarily with all the stuff I did for class because there was such a time crunch and I didn't have enough time for most of it with 2 jobs, which was really frustrating, but I learned so many skills that were so helpful, especially rigging. I was so happy that my 3D character animation class actually broke down what you need to know about rigging actually, because my first degree did not do that, and it's a really crucial thing if you want to make your own animated content, to know how to rig, especially for 3D. So I've been using a lot of that and taking like a ton of Blender tutorials, and I'm actually really proud that I've been coming a long way with a self-portrait that I want to use on TikTok to do some cute little animated TikToks. They're not going to be probably super duper long, most of them, but I'm very proud of myself. It is now modeled by me, textured. I'm not completely done with the textures. I want to fool around with some like more interesting textures, but I'm getting there. I did like a little particle system for the sweater so that you could see the little woolly details. I might have to toy around with that some more too. I rigged it, weighted it, which is, that's all really exciting. It was really hard. And now I'm doing like a last few things while I plan my first TikTok, which is a little cute like get to know me song that I found on TikTok, and I'm very excited to start working on it. I'm also extremely stressed about it because I'm still taking a class right now, and I'm going to be for quite a while, so it's very difficult to like juggle my jobs and my personal life, and also I have 2 animals that really count on me. That's another thing I forgot to mention. Do noises ever cease? I don't even live in a big city. Like, what the fuck? Anyway, my elderly dog passed away in, I want to say, I think it was July? June or July? No, it was after July. Yeah, it must have been after June or July, so I think it was September. That sounds right, actually. Sorry. It was a very difficult experience for me, and I miss her. And adopting an old dog who you know is gonna die is really difficult, but we had her for 5 years and it just felt like she wasn't going anywhere, and then the last 6 months she went downhill, so I haven't felt like doing any YouTube videos or posting because I've been having a really hard time missing Daisy, and on top of all the other stuff it's just been really rough. But I just kind of want to have like a combination resolutions and explanation as to why I've been gone video, and then I want to let you all know I might do some reviews. Like, I think the next video is going to be a speed review, but I'm not going to do them as often because they don't bring me much joy. And if you came for the reviews, I'm sorry, but it's probably not going to happen as much. I really want to get more into like 3D content and making that on TikTok and here. So if you're interested in that, and my personality, hopefully you'll stick around. Okay, we're on to the last section, which is all about my resolutions for this year. My resolutions for 2022 is to work on animated content for TikTok and to work on learning more about modeling and animating for my portfolio. It's my goal that by like the 2023 deadline that I'll be able to apply to internships, because I would really like to get an internship, but it doesn't even just have to be internships. I would also like to be ready to apply for jobs. So here's hoping. I'm trying to keep the expectations more minimal because I have much less time, because I'm working on paying student loans and all that lovely shit. This country is a nightmare. But anyway, yeah, those are mostly my goals. My goals are to try and take time for myself and relax, not stress so much, but still work on 3D work and content and hopefully get some YouTube content out, but I'm not putting a number on it because that puts a lot of pressure on me mentally, and it wasn't working, and it went from like me doing like 1 to 3 a week to doing 0. So I'd like to say maybe once a month, but I'm not gonna stress myself out with a number, you know. But we will see, I suppose. But for all of you who are new and who have stuck around, and all you wonderful people who have been commenting, thank you so much. I wasn't sure if I wanted to come back to YouTube, and I noticed that my subscriber count went up even though we didn't hit my goal, which was like 100. It still went up significantly even when I wasn't posting. So that led me to believe that I should keep posting. I should keep making things. And that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna film one more video and then probably edit while I'm home today. And yeah, it's been a wild ride. It's been a wild year, and full of some happy things and full of some not. But I gotta keep working towards my goals. I am gonna work in an animated place, hopefully someday. Trying to keep my hopes up here. But even if I don't, I'd love to open my own studio someday, and I think that YouTube and TikTok are places where you can get enough of a following where you can do those sorts of things. So I'm not going to give up. I'm going to keep going, and I encourage you all to keep going too. If you have any New Year's resolutions, if you have made it this far, please tell me about them in the comments. I would really, really love to hear them. My TikTok, my Instagram, and obviously YouTube are at Gingerboob Studios, and I hope to see you guys there, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!